Huh? Why are all these people gathered around? Did something happen? Let's go take a look.
How's it looking, Doc? Is there any hope for him?
Chill, bro. I'm thinking. This dude's Milray, right? What a little champ. Barely made a noise, despite all the pain he must be in. Did he fight in the war?
That's right. We'd never normally send such a young Tepetlosaur into battle, but we couldn't stop him. Developed a real knack for sneaking past us and running off to the front line to fight the Abyss. He's a smart one, that's for sure. Might not be the strongest, but he ran rings around those abyssal monsters. We even awarded him a warrior's medal after the war ended. But then he took a turn for the worse a few days ago. He's been having fainting spells ever since.
Poor little guy. Already a battle-worn veteran, yet still so young.
Hey, Kachina, what's going on here?
Traveler, Paimon! Long time no see! So basically, there's this young Tepetlosaur in our tribe called Milray. We're not sure what's wrong with him, but he's been getting weaker and weaker by the day. Eva's taking a look at him. Nyan, who he grew up with, is here too. We're all really worried about him.
When my daughter got lost in the mountains, it was Milray who helped bring her back.
To think that he made it through the war, but now that peace has finally come.
Steady there, bro. We'll find a way. Ah, you're that Cuckoo-thesaurus from the vet clinic. Huh? What are you on about? So this Aoife you just mentioned is actually...
Hey, yo, everyone! Please chill. I think I've got this figured out. For a juvenile Saurian, he showed remarkable courage in the war, but he's too young to be using that much phlogiston. As a result, he developed a rare pathological change. The initial symptoms might not have been obvious, but he's gone untreated for so long that his condition is now very serious.
You mean he originally got sick during the war, but the symptoms only just started to show up now?
That's right. He may have just been acting tough this whole time. Didn't want his friends stressing out over him.
Aoife, there must be something you can do, right? Please help him.
Something this rare? I don't have anything on hand that can treat it. Good news is that I read about a similar case back when I was still studying. The scroll mentioned 2 essential ingredients. First up, an herbaceous perennial known as an ocean zephyr. Though they can grow practically anywhere, they're exceedingly rare. Second, honestly, I couldn't figure it out back then either. The name recorded was Sacred Flame Crystal, but there wasn't much else to go on beyond that.
Sacred Flame? Like the one burning in the stadium?
When Mualani and I took part in the pilgrimage of the Return of the Sacred Flame, we collected loads of contending sparks during the team stage. Apparently, they're sparks from the Sacred Flame itself. They even make you feel all warm and fuzzy while you carry them. Do you think these crystals might be something similar?
From the name, I'd say we're looking for a rarer, purer form of Sacred Flame.
You sure there's even such a thing? We've been in Natlan for ages now, but we've never come across anything like that.
So it would seem, as it happens.
Huh?
For real, Uncle Pakal?
It's a coincidence that I've even heard of it. Apparently, the people of Natlan knew how to make a special kind of sacred flame crystal way back when. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but the other chiefs might know something. I'll go ask them. Thank you, Aoife. Your diagnosis was a huge help. Mind if I keep you a little longer?
Sure thing, dude. I'll stick around until we've got some results.
Great. In that case, let's go our separate ways for now. Milray needs some proper rest, and he's not going to get that with so many people gathered around. I'll let you all know as soon as there's any news. Fingers crossed, he'll soon be on the mend.
What up, my dudes? Hey, come on, chill. The name's Aoife, a vet from the Flower Feather clan. This here's my assistant, Kakuku. Dude's all about copying what others say.
Where?
The Traveler in Paimon, yeah? Everyone's heard all about you two. You're absolute legends. The total package. Brave, wise, and strong. Best hero duo I've ever seen. No contest.
Aww, you're making Paimon blush.
Truth is, I spent the war treating wounded Saurians. Never got a chance to fight alongside you. Yo, thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
There was always a long line outside Aoife's clinic back then. Even Kakuku was so busy, he was running around like a headless chicken.
Seriously, seriously.
True that. More wounded were piling up by the day. Dude, the Abyss is no joke. Sneaky enough to hit us right where it hurts. Lots of docs have dropped at their posts over the last few years. There's some fresh talent rolling in recently. I'm hoping they could step up quick. But vet med's no joke. There's a ton of challenges to overcome before you could be a qualified vet. No matter how hard you hit the books, you're still gonna run into all kinds of weird diseases that are hard to treat. Like Milray's. So rare it doesn't even have a name. If my old man hadn't forced me to read all kinds of different stuff when I was a kid, I'd probably only be able to suggest a more conservative treatment. It's true what they say, bro. There's always more to learn.
Oh, so your dad was a vet too?
Yeah, totally. Our family's medical knowledge has been passed down over generations. My old man started steering me toward being a vet when I was a kid, schooling me on all kinds of herbs. And man, if I forgot anything, out came the broom. My family's been vets for generations now. No clue who it was that kicked off the tradition though, you know? Back when I was a kid, my dad said something about our skills being medicine born of guilt. But the reason we got into it doesn't really matter. What matters is that it's useful.
Guilt? Sounds pretty strange to Paimon. Usually you only feel guilty when you've done something wrong.
Who knows? After he passed, there wasn't anybody else I could ask. I figure it's because guilt gnaws at anyone practicing medicine. When you fail to fix someone up, I've been there. So I'm gonna do my best to make sure that doesn't happen this time. I don't recall ever seeing a record of any patient with his malady who was successfully cured. So maybe Milray will be the first. Heck yeah, I do. Oh? Looks like the Chiefs are back. Let's go see what they have to say.
The last time I was here, I remember seeing him happily rolling around with Io. This is so sudden.
Well, as the saying goes, illness strikes like a landslide. It's not uncommon for people and Saurians to just collapse overnight.
Given that he first fell sick during the war, he's done well to make it this far.
Hey, little guy. Are you okay? Does it hurt?
For one so young to risk life and limb on the field of battle. This too is a responsibility we adults must bear.
Whoa, all 6 tribal chiefs in one place? Not something you see every day.
It's true that we used to hardly ever meet up like this. The affairs of our own tribes were usually enough to keep us all swamped. These days, though, group dinners on our days off have practically become the routine, so don't look too surprised.
Group dinners? More like group mooching. You guys always seem to end up at my place. So shameless.
Well, your cooking is too good to resist. You've seen how hopeless the rest of us are in that regard. Anyway, let's get down to business.
Aoife, we've been informed about the situation. Once again, it's a good thing you were here to help out. Milray and the other Tepetlosaurs have helped transport goods for the Flower Feather clan in the past. We won't just stand by and watch while he suffers.
I just happened to come across a record of a case like his back home, but I don't know anything about this sacred flame crystal.
I haven't heard of it either. Can the sacred flame even take other forms?
It can, indeed. While I've never seen this happen in the flesh, I have read references to it in woven scrolls. In ancient Natlan, besides the pilgrimage of the return of the sacred flame, there is said to have been another way to produce sacred flame, known as the Bloomflower Trials. It was a combat exercise, held jointly by the 6 tribes, that was even more intense than the pilgrimage. So they occasionally yielded an even purer form of sacred flame.
Sacred flame crystals!
For real? How have I never heard of that?
Simple. The Bloomflower Trials haven't been held for centuries. Something seems to have happened the last time they were held. But it was so long ago that I don't know the specifics. The more reasonable explanation is this: that people once believed these sacred flame crystals to be vessels of extraordinary power, and that warriors could use them to enhance their own strength. In reality, they turned out to be far less miraculous than hoped for. In some rare, very specific circumstances, they proved irreplaceable, but they were not so different from the regular sacred flame in essence. The pilgrimage produced enough sacred flame, making the Bloomflower Trials obsolete, and thus they were forgotten.
Ah, I get it. So to save Milray, we have to revive the Bloomflower Trials and get all 6 tribes to take part. Ooh, that sounds rough.
I'd say we'd be better off not treating it like some kind of hassle. All 6 tribes need to take part, sure, but not everyone has to show up. We can keep it voluntary, so warriors who happen to have time can sign up and fight it out of their own accord. Since the war ended, the pilgrimage has become more like a tournament for our warriors to compete in and keep themselves in shape. So why not let them hone their skills on a fresh new stage?
We should never drop our guard completely, even in times of peace. But like that, it seems high time we restarted the Bloomflower Trials.
I'm with you on that. Nothing gets the blood pumping like a contest to see which tribe's the strongest, huh?
No objections on my part.
I'll go discuss this with the others. I'm sure there will be plenty of warriors who'll be itching to take part. I can't speak for everyone else, but I can guarantee that Molani will be there. There's nothing she loves more than a lively occasion.
And I guess your vote was a foregone conclusion, eh, Pakal? Great. We're all in agreement then.
Nice!
Thanks, everyone. It really means a lot.
Let's head back to our tribes and see how many people are willing to sign up. If interest is high, we'll hold a big event. But if not, we'll keep it small.
Agreed. Rules will be crucial too. A competition without rules is just mindless violence. And that's not what we want.
I'll draw up an outline. Let's meet up at the Speaker's Chamber later. After all, we'll still need the Pyro Archon's final approval.
Oh yeah, and we'll also need some Ocean Zephyrs to cure Milray. Who'll go gather them while we're organizing the trials?
I've got that covered. I just noticed that some of Milray's friends have shown up.
You mean these Saurians? You're right. There's all sorts. Seems like he's quite the popular little fella. Huh.
Kakuku, can you hit them up and ask if they'd be down to lend a claw?
Sure thing, bro. I've got you, bro.
Must be nice having a Saurian companion who can talk.
Well, if that's everything, how about we call it a day?
All right. See you later. Aoife, let's head back. And bring these Saurians along too. We've got to teach them how to identify ocean zephyrs.
See ya, little guy. We'll come visit you again soon. Whoa! They sure are quick on their feet. Guess they're chiefs for a reason. When they decide on something, it gets done right away. But that's what you're here for, right? Whenever Paimon puts things off, even for just a while, you'll handle them straight away. Oh, wow. Go away, bro.
Even Kakuku's done with this conversation.
I'll go spread the word. Kachina, you gonna sign up?
Of course.
In that case, let's head over together. Traveler, Paimon, see you at the speaker's chamber in a bit.
So far, so good. At this rate, Milray will be better in no time. Oh, you're awake. Wanna try getting a bit more sleep? You think so? Is he feeling hungry then? Hey, Kakuku, can you help us translate? Oh, long gone. Oh no, he does seem pretty anxious. What are you trying to say, little guy?
I've read through your proposal, and it sounds like a great idea. Even if it wasn't for Milray's situation, there'd be many reasons to start holding the Bloomflower trials again. How many warriors have been signing up?
Far more than we anticipated.
Our warriors sure are fired up. The ones who came late even held a protest outside the sign-up booth. So we had to make an exception by adding a few more spots.
So many people have signed up that we've had to divide the competition up into main matches and exhibition matches. Each main match will pit 2 different tribes against one another, while the exhibition matches will see 3 tribes going up against another 3. I'm planning to limit the number of spots for the exhibition matches. Accidents are more likely in tangled melees, so with fewer contestants, we can ensure that any injuries will be attended to promptly.
Well, you've clearly thought this through with care. You have my approval. And don't worry, I'll find a way to fund it.
Thank you,
Archon.
Oh, where will the trials be held? I'll stop by later to see how things are going. But I won't be taking part. Wouldn't want to spoil everyone else's fun.
The main venue will be near the Stadium of the Sacred Flame, with additional arenas set up around the various tribes.
All right, I'm all out of questions. Keep at it, everyone, and thanks for your hard work.
In that case, we'll be off. It's time we started organizing crews to set up the venues.
Traveler, Paimon. Good luck.
Huh? Good luck with what exactly?
Hey, it's been a while, you two. Are you here about the Bloomflower trials too?
Yep, we sure are. Sounds like everything's going to plan.
Bloomflower trials. The name alone fills me with nostalgia. I first heard about it from my dad, who first heard about it from his dad, my old grandpa.
Guess that means they were last held at least 500 years ago? Wait a sec. No, it must have been much earlier than that, then. Whoa. When you put it like that, it does feel kind of surreal that we're doing something that hasn't been done in such a long time.
True, but I've got a good feeling about this. We'll pull it off, rest assured. What makes you ask? I've never heard such a rumor before. And rationally speaking, it just doesn't even seem possible. The rules governing the Oda resurrection have protected Natlan for many long years, and these rules are themselves fueled by the Sacred Flame's power. We've been working with the Sacred Flame all this time, and we've never noticed anything unusual about it. In essence, Sacred Flame crystals are just another form of the Sacred Flame. I can't imagine how they could possibly beguile human hearts. So please, be at ease. And besides, even if they did harbor some kind of evil power, it will not cause any real trouble in the Natlan we now live in. Not if I have anything to say about it. Our main priority right now is to hold the Bloomflower trials so we can collect enough Sacred Flame crystals to heal that little Tapetlosaurus.
It's so reassuring to have you on our side, Moika.
Well, there are some things even I can't handle. For example, it just came to my attention that you've got some people waiting for you outside.
Huh? Who could they be?
You'll find out soon enough. Go on now. Don't keep them waiting.
Finally, you're here! Traveler, Paimon, so basically... hold up, what happened to first come, first served? What I'm saying is I get to go first. What's going on? Why is everyone turned up all of a sudden? So, you know about the Bloom Flower trials, right? I mean, we were wondering, have you decided which tribe you'll join? If not, how about the people of the Springs? What? We're allowed to take part too?
Given that the trials haven't been held in so long, we're creating a new set of rules for them, separate from the ones for the pilgrimage.
All of the chiefs have agreed, but whether or not you compete or which tribe you support, well, that's completely up to you.
As the hero who saved Natlan, your participation would be a huge morale boost for whoever you choose to join. In other words, recruiting you is every tribe's top priority right now.
Oh, so that's what's going on! No wonder Chief Akatl wished us good luck just now. He must have known this was coming. And that's all for the chit-chat. I hope you're ready for some serious incentives. How do you like the sound of luxury hot spring vouchers? I'll even throw in a selection of fine gifts from the shop. Luxury hot springs? Sounds like Paimon's perfect vacation!
If you join the Scions of the Canopy, we'll hold a great barbecue in your honor. The finest quality meat, all you can eat.
And if you join right away, you'll even stand a chance of being taken on as a sidekick of the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula-How!
Yeah, no one wants that.
Neat, you little... Ah! All-you-can-eat barbecue? Join up with the Collective of Plenty, and I'll provide a year's worth of training sessions and a personalized nutrition plan to help you become stronger than you already are. Paimon's not too keen on training, but getting stronger does sound tempting.
All I've got to offer are freshly picked vegetables, but I can guarantee they're really tasty.
Ooh, could Paimon get some samples?
Fancy some flying lessons? Or you could just hitch a ride. I'll take you soaring through the skies myself.
Well, flying's kinda what Paimon does for a living. But flying around with the Traveler sounds like it could be a lot of fun too. I can bake Saurus crackers and green fruit chips. Oh, Paimon loves those too! Oh, this is such a tough choice. Not just 'cause the freebies are tempting, but also because picking one tribe feels like we're betraying all the others. You know what? Paimon's decided to leave this one to you. Paimon's pretty sure that isn't an option.
Actually, it's not a bad idea. It could work for the exhibition matches at least. There'd be 3 tribes on one side versus 3 on the other for those. So, first half you're on our side, second half on theirs. Sounds fair enough, right?
Huh. Hadn't thought of that. Pretty clever.
What? Really? Huh. Then, as for those perks you mentioned earlier... Don't worry, my offer still stands. Enjoying ourselves is the #1 priority here.
So it's settled then? For the first half of the exhibition match, you'll fight alongside us Scions of the Canopy, People of the Springs, and the Children of Echoes against the other 3 tribes.
Feels just like the old days when we used to fight side by side. We're gonna be unstoppable!
All right, it's nearly time. Let's get ready and head over there together.
One with nature.
Right now.
Keep back!
Show me your moves.
A good fight. Into the wind. Clouds high. The bird.
Right here. Nothing lasts forever. Emerge. Right here.
Tide rises. Let's finish this next time. You're forget it.
Empty chest. Good for storage.
Alright, so this is our base. According to the rules, all we have to do is capture 3 of their bases in a row, and we win! The almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula How, needs only lift a claw, and poof! All that you behold shall be turned to ashes.
Mess up our match, and I'll lock you up till it's all over.
You killjoy!
We're a real dream team. Let's just charge right in.
We know each other pretty well, so working together should be a breeze. Still, let's not get careless. There are a lot of cliffs nearby, so our vision will be obscured. They could ambush us from the high ground too.
In that case, let's follow the water instead. See that flag over there? That's the Collective of Plenty's base, right? We'll approach swiftly on the water, sweep in and capture the base, then move up to the high ground.
I like the way you think.
I trust your judgment too, Lualani. All right then, time for me and my Sharky surfboard to strut our stuff. I'll take point. Everyone follow me! Carving waves! Off we go.
here by the water route, just as expected. Classic people of the Springs thinking. Huh? They saw through our plan?
No choice but to face them head on now.
I'm ready! All right then, time for a real showdown. You're going down!
Show me your courage!
Catch an epic flame! Brace yourself! Amazing!
Got him cornered for the Lord of the Night.
Demolition time! Submit your soul in sacrifice!
Let's
Brace yourself! Hey, no slacking! Give this everything you've got! Drilling down!
speed, precision, and the strength of a raging bull. Yeah!
Woohoo! Woohoo! Check this out! Not a bad training session. Let's call it a day. We won! At this rate, we'll be invincible!
Don't count your Yumkasaurs yet. Let's head over to the next... See that? Up above the cliffs? That's the Masters of the Night Wind's base.
The nearby mountainsides have all been blocked off by crystal clusters. Looks like they don't want us getting up there so easily. Don't worry. Leave this to Turbo Twirly. You've got this, Kachina.
You're finally here, Gramps. If I'm back home too late, my vegetables will get thirsty.
Don't worry, we'll make this quick for you.
Here comes another.
Bow before your king! Glory to its none! My way was not in vain. Catching at me,
Is that all you have?
breath and clench your teeth! Take a look behind the veil! My weight was not my weight was not in vain.
Chances are looking slim. Oh, perhaps this time I got...
All right! Look! Up there in the mountain! The flag of the Flower Feather Clan! Wow! Looks like they're already on high alert!
Yeah. Not only do they have the high ground, but they're highly mobile too. With our current forces, a frontal assault won't be easy.
Looks like I showed up right on cue, huh?
Yay! You're here too, Shilonen!
Let's save this small talk for when the flag's in the bag.
Now that backup's arrived, let's split up into 2 teams.
I'll lead a frontal assault to draw their fire. The rest of you find another route up and strike directly at the heart of their base.
I can taste our victory already! Hold up! That's where Shilonen's headed! Let's find another way! Hold up! That's where Shilonen's headed! Let's find another way!
Okay, let's stop around here. We can use grappling hooks to climb up to the top.
Well, would you look at that? You managed to find a gap in our defenses somehow. But this is just the beginning. So stay on your feet. If you can.
We're not gonna lose!
Well said. Let's do this.
Let's have ourselves some fun!
Watch out, or you'll get singed.
Target acquired.
Let's shred, Sharky! Right in fire! Drilling down!
Claim these souls! I got him cornered.
The death would blaze!
Still got plenty of bullets left with your names on them.
Let's ride! I got it! Cool it down!
How about we call it a day?
Does that mean we've won?
Told you we'd be unstoppable.
Well, that was pretty exhilarating, even as battles go.
Oh, you can say that again. I was still fighting off Cuckoosaur riders halfway up the mountainside when I'd heard you already taken the base. That was well played.
Yeah, the going would have been way tougher if we had fought our way up.
How about the sacred flame crystals? Did anyone manage to get their hands on some?
I found a few shards, but they were only about as big as grain fruit chips. I gave them to the marshals from the Masters of the Nightwind on our way back.
Yes, and they gave them to me.
Granny C. Lolly! Are you here to take part in the Bloomflower trials too?
I devised the techniques for the main matches, so of course I would show up. Those marshals handed the sacred flame crystals over as soon as they saw me. I did a quick tally. At this rate, we should have enough by the event's end.
That's awesome! Well, since everything's gone so smoothly, why don't we hit the hot springs tonight?
Oh, I am all for it. There's nothing like letting our hair down after a hard day's work. Ooh, and good food and drink wouldn't go down badly either.
How about we head over there together? You can all hitch a ride on Turbo Twirly.
Ugh, sorry, but I need to head back to the workshop to finish up some forging commissions first. Let's, meet at the People of the Springs later this evening.
I need to help at the shop anyway, so I'll pick up some snacks there. See you all tonight!
I might be a bit late. If you're all there earlier, feel free to start without me.
Great! Paimon can't wait!
Uh-huh. Sure. In that case, I guess I'll be off too. See you tonight!
Hurry up, guys! You're the last ones left! Come on, I'll take you to get changed. You remember where the changing rooms are, right? I'm pretty sure I showed you last time. Time sure flies. Oh, sorry. Let's save the reminiscing for later. Let's go! Woohoo! Let's get this party started!
This is the life. Hear this, Hot Spring. I hereby bestow upon you the name of the Almighty Dragon Lord. All the fatigue just floats away. If only we could do this every day.
Aren't you gonna join us, Shilonen?
I'm not a huge fan of being in the water. This right here is more my kind of spot.
And last but not least, surf, turf, and perch.
Ah, that smells amazing. Oh, hold your horses! There's a time for fun and games, and it's now when there's delicious food already on the table. Oh, wait for Paimon! Take that, Kanich! Bow before my greatness!
Hey, watch it, how! You're splashing water everywhere!
This is so tasty. Traveler, you gotta try it.
Kachina, Tevat to Kachina. I made Saurus crackers. Come have some. Okay. I'll be right there.
Kanich, you surless! Unhand me! Let me go!
Whew. Thanks for sticking around to help me clean up.
No problem at all. We had a blast.
Parties are always extra lively when you guys are here. It was so much fun. You know, by the way, I couldn't help feeling that there was something on Kachina's mind during dinner. Oh, it's strange. She usually comes to me for advice when something's bothering her. Maybe this something different? Oh, sorry to do this, but could you try asking her?
Of course! We'll ask the next time we're alone with her. If there was something we could do to help, there's no way we'd stand by.
Oh, thanks. That makes me feel a lot better. Anyway, I'll be heading off now, too. Just remember, you'll always be welcome to come hang out with me at the People of the Springs.
Bye for now. See you soon.
I smell rabbit.
Kachina?
Oh, hey. I had some time on my hands, so I decided to bring Io over to check on Milray and Nyan. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine. Huh? What makes you ask?
Well, you seemed a bit down after the exhibition match, so we're kinda worried about you.
Thanks, Traveler and Paimon. I'm okay, really. I mean, it's hard to explain. I've just been feeling a bit lost. Despite losing the pilgrimage so many times, what kept me going was the belief that someday I'd win and earn a spot in the Night Warden Wars. So when I finally did, I was over the moon. I mean, things didn't exactly go as planned, and you and the others had to rescue me from the Night Kingdom. Still, I achieved my dream. But after the happiness wore off, I felt hollow. I didn't know what to aim for next, or what I should work toward. Then the Bloomflower trials came around, and I could fight alongside everyone again. But when the exhibition match ended, I suddenly realized that everyone had real-life responsibilities to return to. Everyone, that is. Except for me. And that got me thinking, am I the only one who's still like a kid? The only one who's left with so much free time on their hands? Who's never really grown up?
So that's what's been bothering you, huh?
Huh? You mean everyone feels like this at some point? I thought it was just because I hadn't been working hard enough. Oh, I see. Thank you, Traveler.
Huh. If you think about it, this is a good thing. Not knowing what you want means the future's still full of possibilities, right? When Paimon can't decide what she wants for dinner, she gets to imagine all kinds of delicious dishes. But if someone told her, "You're eating this tonight," kinda spoils the anticipation.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Hey! Stop underestimating Paimon like that, would ya?
Oh, looks like you guys beat me to it. Is the little guy feeling any better?
Granisi Lolly! Hello!
Hello. I didn't have much going on at the moment, so I thought I'd check in on our patient.
Milray's been in a deep sleep this whole time. It's just as Aoife said. We'll need to gather all the sacred flame crystals before we can help him.
I imagine you're right. By the way, you haven't run into any trouble lately, have you? When we discussed the sacred flame crystals after the exhibition match ended, everyone else looked happy. But you seem to have something on your mind. A baseless rumor, but a fearful-sounding one all the same. Fear stems from the unknown, so the more cryptic the hearsay, the more panic it spreads.
Wait, are the crystals actually dangerous? Then what about Milray?
Mawika was right. Even if trouble does come our way, she'll handle it. Still, there must be a story behind the Bloomflower trials being stopped. It is said that something happened the last time they were held. Since you're concerned, why don't we look into it? I'm sure we'll still be able to find scrolls from back then over at the Masters of the Nightwind.
Can I come along? I'd like to help.
I don't see why not. Come, let's head over to my place. We should leave this little Tapetlosaur to rest. I had someone gather up all the woven scrolls from that era. Maybe we'll find some leads we can follow.
There's that many?
Oh, this is gonna take forever.
Come on. Less whining, more reading. If we split them up, we'll finish in no time. Why have you stopped? Did you notice something strange? There will always be tensions. But the intensity has changed. Usually the Pyro Archon tries their best to prevent intertribal disputes from escalating. But not every Archon has done that as well as Mawika. Also, given that our Archons live only as long as mortals, the transitional periods can be fraught with challenges. Far fewer conflicts have ended in bloodshed over the past few centuries. Whenever I read through these scrolls, I too am always struck by the thought of how unimaginable our lives would seem to people back then.
Hey, come check this out. This one seems to mention the Bloomflower trials.
Oh? Let me see. A curious coincidence indeed. It seems like the last Bloomflower trials were also held to save the life of an ailing Saurian.
Huh? Was it the same illness as Milray's?
The scroll doesn't say, but it seems likely. Strange. It's very unusual for such records to be so sparse on details. The scroll only vaguely alludes to two things. Firstly, that the Bloomflower trials were held to save a sick little Saurian. Secondly, that they seemed to have failed. And that the chief of the Flower Feather clan had a major falling out with his younger brother. And later on, his brother left the tribe and lived as a recluse. That's all it says.
But that basically tells us nothing! You know, except that the person who weaved this scroll must have been slacking off on the job.
Sacred flame crystals having the power to beguile human hearts. Is this where that's from? Looks like we'll have to approach this from another angle. I'll go take a look through some even older scrolls. Surely the trials were held more than once.
Seeing as that scroll just now mentioned the Flower Feather clan, I think I could go ask Chief Mutota.
And what's our next move? Any other leads we can follow?
A certain Kukasaur? Who told you that? Oh, Aoife's assistant, Kakuku, must have told you, right? I heard he sometimes translates for the other Saurians. Alright then. I'll look into those ancient scrolls, Kachina can head over to the Flower Feather clan, and you two can track down that Kukasaur. Let's split up and meet back here later.
Looks like I've gone way over budget.
I'm hungry. Let's hunt.
Shh. So, everyone got that? They'll never see this coming. We'll catch them totally off guard.
Leave it to us. We'll show them what we're made of.
Mualani, Kinich, what are you doing here?
Oh, Traveler, Paimon, it's you! You nearly scared the life out of me! Just between us, we're discussing our strategy for the next half of the exhibition match. But as for the details, those will have to stay a secret. After all, we'll be competing against you this time.
What about you guys? You seem like you're in a hurry. Has something happened?
We're on the trail of an extremely rare and elusive Kukusaur.
Rare and elusive? In that case, we can help with the search. That description of the location's way too vague. The scenery around here is all pretty much the same. Without anyone to help out, it'll take you forever. What does the Kukusaur look like? Nothing more specific than that? Alright, well in that case, let's split up.
I'll check the higher ground and see if anyone over at the Flower Feather clan has any ideas.
I'll follow the river then.
Sounds like it's my time to shine. As Kinich will tell you, I'm a born hunter with the eyes of a hawk.
I haven't got anywhere else to be either. I'll take a stroll nearby and see if I can spot anything.
Awesome! Thanks, everyone!
Don't mention it. Anyway, we'd better get going. Catch you in a bit. Anything on your end, Kinich?
Nope.
Me neither. Kukusaurs all look so similar. They all look light and floaty to me. I mean, what could possibly be lighter and floatier than a pair of wings?
I didn't find anything either. How about you guys?
Sorry, Traveler and Paimon. We couldn't find that Kukusaur you're after. Are you in a hurry to find him? If you need a hand, I can come back and join the search again tomorrow. Okay, well, if you need any help, don't hesitate to reach out. That's what friends are for, after all.
I've told my friends over at the Flower Feather clan to keep an eye out. If they see anything, they'll let you know. So, what's your next move? All right, I'll update them.
Come to think of it, Auroron could probably rig up a few traps and snag him that way.
It's not like Auroran's traps can catch just anything, you know.
You never know. Might as well ask him if you get the chance. Anyway, we'll be heading back now. Best of luck!
Okay then, see you later! And thanks for your help!
Let me think.
Kachina, Seat Lolly, what's up?
haven't managed to find anything. No one seems to know what actually happened back then.
Any luck with your mysterious Kukasaur? In that case, I'd suggest we set this aside for now. It would be great if we could get to the bottom of this, but not every historical mystery can be unraveled. We must also learn to live with the unknown. Just remember, as long as we stick together, no challenge will ever be too great.
Yeah, I'm sure everything will work out. Still, after all this investigating, it feels a bit disappointing to come up empty-handed.
Whew. Finally, dudes. Found you.
Aoife, what brings you here?
Kenichi mentioned you were on the lookout for a Kukasaur. Just so happens a strange Kukasaur has been following me the past few days. No clue why, but this dude's been on my tail ever since I got back from the Children of Echoes. Not gonna lie to you, bro, it's kinda freaky. His footsteps are totally silent, and after dark, all you can see is a silhouette. So I didn't even realize he was there until Kakuku suddenly flipped out last night when he went for a drink. His squawking woke me up, and that's when I finally spotted a shadowy shape outside the window.
That sounds terrifying.
I could tell it was a little Kukasaur from the shape. After observing him more closely, I figured out that he'd been following me the whole time, but that he'd just been too quiet to notice. Not sure if that's the dude you're looking for, but if so, you're more than welcome to get him off my back. The sooner the better.
Oh, wait a second. Does that mean...
Yep, dude's probably hiding right behind that tree.
Do you think we should send someone over to take a look?
It's okay, I've got this. What the... How is that even... Guys, get over here, quick! There's nothing scary about this. It's just...
Wait, surely that's not...
Wait, shouldn't he have returned to the ley lines? Haven't they been fixed?
There are many possible reasons, but right now it seems that our priority is...
So why have you been tailing me, bro? If it's treatment you want, can't do much for you, man. Sorry.
He ran off.
Do you think he wants us to follow him? Oh, if only we had a Kukathosaurus on hand.
Hey, that's a good point. Where is Kakuku today?
He was so spooked last night that he rattled through every single word he's ever learned and then fainted. He was still out cold when I left.
All right, enough chit-chat. Let's just follow him. It looks like he wants to take us somewhere.
Looks like he's finally stopped.
Why have you brought us here?
So, is there something buried here, or what? You want us to dig it up?
These are... woven scrolls, yes. Albeit very crudely made, and heavily time-worn as a result. Still, they're just about legible. They seem to document the very last Bloomflower trials that took place centuries ago? But why would these be here? Come, let's read them together. These might just contain the answers we've been searching for this whole time.
So, have you figured out a way to save him?
Indeed, I have. As far as I can tell, we need ocean zephyrs and sacred flame crystals. That's about it.
That's great news. Don't worry, little guy. You'll be better in no time.
Well, it's not every day that the chief himself drops by to check in on your Saurian buddy. Not so busy these days, huh?
You know I'd come even if I was. You're my brother, man. I heard you've been beside yourself since Antu fell ill, so I was worried about you.
I mean, Antu means the world to me. I promised to stay by his side until the day he's fully grown, ready to spread his wings and soar freely through the skies. I mean, with him around, I've never felt lonely traveling through Natlan. Sometimes he's happy, and other times he's sad. Sometimes he has tantrums, but then he'll curl up beside me when I'm down. And right now, he needs me more than ever. I'll draw upon everything I've ever learned to help him get through this.
I salute your courage and wisdom, brother. But these sacred flame crystals you mentioned, are you sure they'll do the job?
Well, I've studied the essence of the sacred flame and read various related scrolls. Sacred flame crystals are born from intertribal conflict. Back when the tribes were somewhat united, they would occasionally hold Bloomflower trials in order to obtain them.
Seems like I've still got lots to learn, despite being chief. So, how can we use them? Is it really worth holding a whole competition just to get our hands on some?
Research on sacred flame crystals has been patchy to say the least, so there's never been a definitive conclusion. What we know for sure is that they can be used to treat certain chronic phlogiston-related illnesses. Others also say that they can be used to enhance a warrior's strength. There's something.
Enhance a warrior's strength?
It's speculative at best. We need to analyze an actual specimen to know for sure. As far as I'm concerned, as long as they can be used to cure Antu's illness, that's enough. Nothing else matters.
So you asked the chiefs of all the tribes to send people to take part in a scaled-down version of the Bloomflower trials? Remarkable that they agreed, given it wasn't so long ago that we were at each other's throats. Tensions are running high right now. If I were you, I wouldn't have had the courage to even ask.
I know, but I had no other choice. Fortunately, I've treated patients from every tribe, so the chiefs agreed as a way of returning the favor. With all this ongoing strife, it's been a long time since we've worked together on anything. This might be a good chance for reconciliation. Fighting side by side for a common cause, that's the way Natlan was always meant to be.
Let's hope so. By the way, what's with all this baggage? Heading out on a long journey or something?
I'm heading out to search for ocean zephyrs. In the meantime, I'll leave the trials in your capable hands. Just please make sure it all goes smoothly.
Come on, that goes without saying. Rest assured, I'm your brother after all.
Thank you. And Antu, be good while I'm gone, okay? Once I return with the ingredients, you'll be back on your feet and running around in no time.
Himara, how could you stoop so low, ambushing us on the field like that?
Ambushing? You've no one but yourself to blame for underestimating us. So what's all this fuss about?
Even if that was remotely true, your guys went way over the line. 7 of our warriors were so badly injured that they're still out cold as we speak. The Flower Feather clan must compensate us for our losses. Hand over the sacred flame crystals.
And what, we'll hand them over after all that? Just because you waggled some fingers and said some angry words?
Didn't you claim that we're holding these trials to save a sick Saurian? Take what's necessary for the treatment, then return us the rest.
Say something, Amara. We're not leaving until you give us some answers.
If the other elders were here, they wouldn't waste their time on such puerile questions. If anything, I just wish we'd managed to collect more crystals. There are always people who think they're so clever. So many contestants were just pocketing the ones they got in the trials. I'll bet your chiefs all have sweet little personal stashes too, huh? Everyone was in a frenzy, snatching the crystals up wherever and whenever they could. We're hardly the only winners. I wouldn't even call us the biggest ones.
You what?
I get it now. Snatching the spoils while using the Bloomflower trials to weaken the other tribes. You planned this all along. Ugh, that Nampol. Can't believe I trusted him.
The children of Echoes will not forget this. Let's go!
Brother, where's Antu?
Oh, you're back. Come, sit down. I'll explain everything.
Look, no need for that. I only came back to ask. Are the rumors true?
Rumors? What rumors?
That the Bloomflower trials spiraled into an all-out bloodbath, sparking a heated dispute among the chiefs. And that no one was bothered in the slightest about Antu. By the time anyone noticed, he was already gone. How could you lie to me, Amara? You promised you'd make sure the Bloomflower trials went smoothly. Why would you resort to such underhanded tactics?
You think I had a choice? As soon as one person broke the rules, the whole thing became a free-for-all. Playing by the rules gets you nowhere in this world. If I hadn't taken things into my own hands, another tribe would have just swooped in and seized the winnings for themselves. These sacred flame crystals, they have limitless potential. I, for one, wouldn't miss a chance to strengthen our tribe.
I won't debate ethics with you. Where are the sacred flame crystals? Give me some. I'm going to search for Antu.
I've put them all into our research.
You did what?
I did set some aside for Antu in the beginning, but he ran off, didn't he? So there was no longer any need. He's your companion, yes, but the life of a single Saurian is nothing compared to the future of our tribe.
Hear, hear. You've certainly proven yourself a worthy chief, Imara. Your name will no doubt be etched into the hearts of the Flower Feather clan for generations to come. Just remember this. No excuses can hide the harm your greed has inflicted. All the hope and trust that that little guy placed in you, placed in me, you'll never know what that feels like.
Wait, Nampol! Where are you going?
Antu! Antu! Antu, it's me! Please, answer me. Antu, are you okay? Oh, look at you out here all on your own. I'm so sorry, Antu. This is all my fault. I'll think of another way. After that, I left the Flower Feather clan and lived here on this hill with Antu. He was running out of time. I took him from tribe to tribe, begging them to spare some sacred flame crystals, our last hope. But no one believed me anymore. I begged them again and again, enduring sneers, insults, even beatings. Until finally, Antu's time came. In those last few days, he seemed consumed by an overwhelming sorrow. And then I realized it wasn't just the sickness weighing him down, no. Remorse filled his gaze. I remember once, over at the Children of Echoes, someone approached us with a sacred flame crystal, flaunting it before quickly putting it away.
Ah, this is what you're after, is it? Dream on. Go beg your brother for some. How many did he snatch up for himself? He's the one who put you up to this whole I'm a victim charade, wasn't he? I don't buy it. What are you? You little vulture!
For some reason, Antu harbored a deep and intense hatred for the sacred flame crystals. Whenever he saw one, he would muster up every last ounce of his dwindling strength in trying to destroy it. It wasn't until years after Antu's death that I finally guessed at the truth. He must have witnessed people fighting over the crystals without comprehending why. Unable to fathom how those once cheerful humans had turned from best of friends to worst of enemies, he concluded that they must have been corrupted by the sacred flame crystals themselves. In Antu's eyes, the only reason they'd started collecting sacred flame crystals in the first place had been to save his life. If I hadn't been there, none of this would have ever happened. He carried this guilt with him until the very end. I too shall be bound by guilt for the rest of my days. If only I had taken part in the trials myself. If only I'd seen the greed in Amara's eyes, or even came back just a little bit sooner. But the past cannot be undone. I have immersed myself in the study of medicine and spent my life healing all kinds of Saurians. I buried Antu here on this hill, where I too one day shall rest. Before my own time comes, I have recorded all of this on these crudely woven scrolls in the belief that the truth should not lie buried. May those who come long after us learn from our errors, lest they repeat them. May the Natlan of their day be united as one, free once and for all from bloodshed and strife.
Medicine born of guilt.
So the non-pole from the scrolls was Aoife's ancestor? And that little Cuckoosaur spirit was once his Saurian companion?
Seems so. That's why he's been following you around, Aoife. Even though he doesn't like appearing in front of anyone else, he senses something familiar in you. No wonder there weren't any records of the last Bloomflower trials. If anything corrupts the human heart, it's greed. And who'd want to immortalize the memory of a scandal by which all 6 tribes were tainted? The bitter irony is that the sacred flame crystals turned out to be nowhere near as miraculous as they'd believed. All that scheming, after what proved to be nothing more than a hollow fantasy.
Hey! Where's that little Cuckoosaur going?
Look, over there! Do you think he's sad? Or maybe he's lost in his memories?
Thanks. I might need a breather over here. I regret lingering for centuries, unfolding like this before my eyes. Can't believe I'm just now hearing my ancestor's story. Now I know why we became vets too. I gotta think this through. What should I do? What can I even do? Never thought I'd have the chance to meet my ancestor Saurian companion. It's a pretty cool feeling. Wouldn't you say so, bro?
Can he understand what you're saying?
Kinda. I can pick up on Antu's vibes, just like he catches ours, but that's pretty much it. That's just how it is with Saurian companions. You have to spend a lot of time together to develop an intuitive bond. If my ancestor were here, I'm sure they'd vibe way easier.
In other words, he wouldn't understand even if we discussed everything that went on back then in front of him, right? I'm not even sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I think it's probably better if he doesn't understand. I know that running from your problems isn't the way to solve them, and that we should face up to the challenges in our lives. But even if we told him the truth, wouldn't it only distress him more than he already is?
That's right. The people responsible, the ones who should have apologized to him, are no longer around. All the truth would do is tear open old wounds and sadden him all over again.
Isn't there anything we could do to help him forget his sorrow and find hope once more?
Just like Nampol, I've spent a lot of time studying Saurian psychology. They can be a bit slow sometimes, but they're razor sharp at others. They don't get complex human language, but they get a lot just from reading our eyes. In short, young Saurians are just like children. On one hand, they rely on their human companions. On the other, they really want to prove their worth. Helping people makes them happy, and feeling like a burden makes them sad. So, the best move isn't to get stuck on the truth of what happens, but to help make his current wishes come true.
His wishes?
For example, Antu, you decided to stay here because of Milray and Nyan, right? You're a smart kid. Sacred flame crystals are bad, bad things that cause endless arguments among good friends. But now, after hundreds of years, we finally found a way to beat them. Will you join forces with us to cleanse the evil inside them so we can save your buddy together?
Interesting approach. You want to turn a lie into the truth, huh?
Actually, I didn't really understand either. Is there really some kind of evil power inside the sacred flame crystals?
Oh, dear child. Come. Let Granny explain it to you.
Oh, I get it now. Okay, I'll do my best.
Not so fast. Hate to break it to you, but the three of us can't make this happen. Let's meet up at the stadium in 2 days. We'll spread the word and see who's willing to play along. As for making Antu understand, Kakuku can help out. They'll have an easier time communicating.
Burn it down!
So sleepy.
Didn't sleep well?
Yeah, I blame Kachina. Being all mysterious about some gathering to discuss something important. I was so curious I couldn't stop tossing and turning the whole night. Also, how come it's so quiet today? You didn't lock a How up, did you?
When I tried to wake him up this morning, his response was, "Leave me be, minion. Darest thou disturb the almighty Dragon Lord in our slumber?" I figured it'd be for the best that he's not here anyway, so I didn't bother calling him again.
Good thing you didn't tell him about our gathering. We could do without his gate crashing for sure.
Not late, am I? Nope, you're right on time. So, Aoife, now that everyone's here, shall we begin?
Actually, today we have a big favor we'd like to ask of all of you.
What's up? Why so serious all of a sudden?
It's a long story. One that begins with a mysterious friend of Milray's.
Bloodshed between the tribes. That seems almost unthinkable today, but it was an everyday occurrence in that era. Even working together on something was impossible. That's just too awful.
There have always been disputes, but once they escalated into fully fledged clashes between tribes, even a peacemaker would have been powerless to mediate.
And that little Kukusor Antu believed that the sacred flame crystals harbored some kind of evil power that lay at the root of these intertribal conflicts, and that led to all the later misunderstandings. At this point, it would be nigh impossible to explain the truth to him. Granny's right. It would only make him suffer all over again.
That said, Antu will naturally sense that something's off once we've collected enough sacred flame crystals and cure Milray, won't he? He'll see that no one has been corrupted and that all is as it should be. At that point, he would realize the truth of what happened in the past, even as young as he is.
Exactly. That's why we came up with a plan. When the second half of the tournament wraps up, we'll have enough sacred flame crystals. That's when I want everyone to act like the crystals have messed with us and start arguing.
Ooh, acting! That sounds fun! Then what?
Then, we'll bring Antu over and cast a spell of unity to cleanse all the bad vibes within the sacred flame crystals and bring everyone back to their senses. Of course, neither the evil power or the magic are real, but we've got to make the little dude think he's done something awesome.
Uh-huh, yeah, I get where you're going with this. The best way to make up for regrets is to do what you failed to do before. We'll recreate that scene from his past, only this time, he'll get the chance to rewrite the future. So, how exactly are we going to do this? Is there anything we can look to?
Once, when I was reading a foreign book, I came across something called an interactive play designed specifically for kids. The story usually features a showdown between a hero and a villain, with twists and turns throughout. Just as things reach a climax, the hero will pretend to be losing and ask for the children's help. Then the children all raise their hands, lending their power to the hero and helping them defeat the villain. For the adults watching, it's just a performance, but the children will walk away feeling happy for days to come. At that age, happiness doesn't come from material rewards, but from a heart that believes.
Oh, true. I can totally relate. When I helped out at my parents' shop as a kid, they would always intentionally leave me some simple tasks, like dusting down the shelves or making sure the merchandise was arranged neatly. Then they'd shower me with praise when I was finished, saying stuff like, "Good job, Mualani, you're a genius." And the funny thing is, it always made me super happy.
Spot on. That's exactly it. We want to make Antu feel the same way a kid who just helped a hero would. Lessen his regret and pain before he moves on. Besides, Milray already heard the rumors about the sacred flame crystals from him. If we don't dispel the curse right in front of him, he might refuse to take the medicine. But we can't pull off a show like that with just us. That's why I'm asking for your help.
We'll probably need about 5 more people. I mean, there are 5 more spots up for grabs. First come, first served.
You have my board. I'm probably the best at arguing here, don't you think? We get some pretty rude customers in our shop, and I've had to develop quite a few communication skills to deal with them.
You have my... cabbages? I can help prepare some props and special effects, like smoke to mimic the evil power, and bright lights for the spell of unity.
And my flame strider.
Oh, you're joining too, Archon?
It really resonated with me when Lali mentioned a clash between heroes and villains. And unlike the heroes in those plays, I've borrowed strength from all of you in the real world. And we've overcome powerful foes together as a result. I think I'll do justice to the role.
Well, if Mawika's on board, then you have my hammer. I'm really interested in the part where we pretend to argue.
Let's see. We've got our actors and the stage is set. Now we need a director, a dude to run the show.
Why are you all looking at me?
Consider it our vote of confidence, Kanich.
Fine. Then you have my grappling hook. I happen to have some time.
So, that's everyone then. In that case, Varessa and I will take care of the cleanup.
Sorry, guys. I'd love to sign up, but I already promised to help transport the wounded.
As for me, if I see you all arguing, I wouldn't be able to resist stepping in.
And I'm just really bad at acting. I'd be so stiff, the game would be up before we even got started. I'll stay and help the Saurians search for Ocean Zephyrs. Once they've brought enough back, I'll join you as soon as I can. As our Archon herself often says, we all have our own part to play, right?
That's right. All right, once the second half of the exhibition match is over, we'll split into 2 teams and play our respective parts.
Great! Let's make the second half an even more exciting fight. That way, we'll be able to collect more sacred flame crystals to help cure Milray. I've even come up with a secret strategy that's sure to catch you all off guard.
After centuries, we're holding the Bloomflower trials once more. I hope that this time we can bring them to a close free from regret. Are you all confident that we can do this?
Yeah!
Then let's get this show on the road.
Looks like everyone's here. Time for a strategy meeting. Ugh, why do they keep picking battlefields covered in mountains that need climbing?
If you're worried about getting tired, I can just fly you straight to the top. Launching a surprise attack on their base would also be a good tactic.
I'll use smoke to sow confusion amongst their ranks. Then you guys can just charge in and beat the living daylights out of them.
It'll be over as soon as it began.
These two are in even more of a rush than Paimon is.
Let's all just calm down for a moment. We don't even know what their formation will be like. Besides, if we don't deal with nearby opponents first, our main base could be at risk.
But the area nearby is full of rocks. Looks like they're trying to block our path.
That's nothing. Let's just charge straight through. Come on, time for a warm-up. I'll stop you in your tracks.
Don't mind if I do!
This fast.
Be free!
On my mark! Control breathing.
Hold on to your hats.
Let's run. Locked on. Open, don't worry, everyone. We can do it. Open fire. We've got to fall back for now. Excellent. We've secured the Children of Echo's base. Time to head up the mountain. All tuckered out. Let me give you a hand.
Granny to the rescue! Now that's what Paimon calls some serious backup.
Granny's not here to check if I've been slacking, is she?
Open fire! Coach will take it from here. Faster, stronger. Keep pushing. Quick as a flash. I'm tired already. I'm tired already.
Controlled breathing. Charge! Let's fly.
Show no mercy!
Quick as a flash. Controlled breathing.
Find a way to hold them off.
Let's hope you'll put up a good fight.
Rain of bullets!
Farewell. Go. You're free now.
You see, Laline! He's Papa! Get him! Get to work! Red! Start the clock! Faster! Stronger!
Nice, another one in the bag.
Something's wrong. There are far fewer people in their base than expected.
And Mualani hasn't put in an appearance yet either.
Uh-oh, not good. The people of the Springs took back the base we just captured. And even worse, they're sending troops to attack our main base.
Huh! That girl has some moves. I'll give her that.
Looks like we'll have to split our forces to hold off their counterattack.
Don't worry. I'll handle Mualani. She still owes me for wrecking my front door. You just focus on moving forward.
You're a lifesaver, Granny Seat Lolly. We can rest easy knowing you're here covering the rear.
Thanks, Granny. We've got this.
Let's fly.
How is this not over yet? How many people do they have in reserve?
Splitting their forces. Looks like the Scions of the Canopy Space is on the other side of that cliff.
Ooh, does that mean it's finally time for the big showdown?
That cliff top's very high up. Whatever you do while you're flying over, don't look down.
I knew that wouldn't stop you. Let's have our weapons do the talking.
All right, you finish this fast.
Here comes another.
Hold on to your hats.
Tell me what you see.
Let's move!
This isn't over yet.
Open fire! Fire in the hole! Bullseye! Locked on!
The fight is done. Sound the retreat.
The fruits of victory taste almost as sweet as ones I've grown myself. At least I won't be in for one of Granny's scoldings.
Wow, that explains why you were so fired up today.
Auroron! Since when has your granny ever gone around scolding people like some sort of scary monster, huh? Huh?
Anyway, good workout, huh?
You can say that again. It's not every day you get to enjoy the thrill of battle.
You youngsters sure love a good brawl, huh? Once this is all over, I think I'll need a few days at home to lie down and recover.
Thanks, Granny. Without your support, who knows what might have happened.
I'll have you know that Mualani didn't pull any punches during our little skirmish just now. Next time she shows up at my place asking for a favor, I'm giving her a proper talking to.
Shows that everyone really was giving it their all. Anyway, after all that, surely we've collected enough sacred flame crystals now.
We have indeed. Let's gather them up and head back. Next up, time for our little play. Aoife, this should be enough, right?
Yeah, plenty. Maybe more than we can even use.
Oh, that's great news. Just goes to show how fired up everyone was. Let's set the remainder aside in case of emergency. Next up, the main event. When do we start?
Just a sec. Before we roll the cameras, let's break it all down one more time. Shortly, you'll all take the sacred flame crystals and place them in front of Milray and Nyan. Then, once Kanich gives the signal, Auroron will do his thing, and the crystals will start giving off a black mist. That'll be the cue to start fighting. Once things get real heated, we'll bring Antu in and have him cast the spell of unity. Afterwards, Auroron will clear his black mist, and then we all go back to chilling with each other. Any questions?
Relax. I've played it all through in my head many times now.
Great, then let's do this.
Oh, finally, we've got all the sacred flame crystals we need. Don't worry, little guy, you'll be better in no time.
It's just like Aoife said. He looks very reluctant to go through with this.
As long as he sees us dispel the curse with his own eyes, we'll be all right. Let's proceed.
Hey, Mualani. That's weird. I feel a bit dizzy.
Special effects team, get in position.
On the case.
Now, time to get squabbling. As agreed, we'll start with Mualani.
You've got this, Mualani. Leave it to me. Now, listen up, Kachina. I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind. You hear me? I'd never have thought you'd do something so terrible, Kachina. why I'm positively furious!
What did I do again?
That is a good question! Let me think about that.
I thought you said you were a natural at this.
I am, but I'm struggling to come up with a reason to argue. How am I supposed to tap into old talents when I'm drawing blanks here?
If this goes on much longer, even the little Saurians will realize something's off. Don't get caught up on the reasons for an argument. Just start by setting the atmosphere for one.
Don't panic. I'm thinking. Oh, I know. How about this? Kachina! You stand accused of the heinous crime of eating my very last Saurus cracker!
Huh?
When we went out for a picnic last night, you ate the last Saurus cracker! How could you have done such an abominable thing? I was saving that for the end!
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, so? You ate way more than I did!
No. You just don't get it! The ones we ate in the middle don't matter. The last one's always the tastiest!
Good. He's starting to buy it. Time to turn up the heat.
Mualani! Isn't it about time you paid up for wrecking my door?
Oh, seriously? You're bringing this up now? You promised to let it go the last time we had dinner together!
And when might that have been?
The last time we had dinner, like I said! We were over at the People of the Springs, and you'd had just a teensy bit too much to drink. You took my hand and said it was all water under the bridge. Wait, hold on. Have you genuinely forgotten? Oh, this isn't part of your act, is it? And to think I tried so hard.
Is this what sacred flame crystals can do? It's like you've all become completely different people. Surely our only hope now is for me to...
Can it, Mawika? Do you even have any idea how long I've had to put up with your nonsense? Without so much as a heads up, you just dumped some pile of design schematics in my workshop that you'd gotten from who knows where, and then tell me to build you that flame rider or whatever you call it. Then you drive it into the wilderness every single day, and then whenever it breaks down, you send it straight back to me for repair, even when I'm on vacation. Oh, and not to mention your special sunglasses and that precious sword of yours that's impervious to even the hottest of flames. Do you need me to make a list?
Is it just me? Or is Shilonen's acting pretty convincing?
She might be the only one who's not actually acting, Kachina.
So sleepy. Why didn't you wake me up this morning, Kanich?
And from now on, I am not taking any more work during holidays, and you're banned from showing up at my vacation spots.
Wait a minute. I remember now. You were the one who kept encouraging me to drink more that evening. Trying to get me drunk so you could write off some old debts, huh? Smooth moves, Mualani. Figured out some tricks to use on old Granny, have you?
Well, would you look at that? Oh, these little pipsqueaks suddenly at each other's throats! Oh, what a golden opportunity this could be! Listen up, everyone! Arguing won't solve any problems, so let's settle this with a good, old-fashioned fight to the death! I, the almighty Dragon Lord, Kahula How, hereby appoint myself your referee! Kanich! Let's start with Kanich! Who's got it in for Kanich?
Huh?
Whoa, what's wrong? Why are you all looking at me?
Oh, perfect timing.
You. Well, you're the worst. You wasted an entire bucket of ice by taking a bath in it!
And you ate all those crackers I baked. I spent the whole night preparing them.
Always yelling at the top of your lungs. You're a permanent earache in a pint-sized package.
No list would suffice to record the horrible things you've done.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Time out! Time out! Why is this all suddenly aimed at me?
Oh, how could this be? The argument's spiraling out of control. I can no longer cleanse the evil power within the sacred flame crystals myself. If this goes on much longer, continues for much longer. Oh, how does it go again? Let me see. Oh, yeah. If this goes on much longer, Natlan will be in grave danger. We're so close. If only a brave hero would step forward. Good thing I wrote that all down in advance. Hopefully I sold it.
That's us. You ready, Antu? Antu?
There's no need to save him. Think of what we could accomplish with all those sacred flame crystals.
Fine by me. Let's settle our old scores today, once and for all. What right do you children of Echoes think you have to point fingers at us? How many times have you wronged us over the years?
Bunch of liars and cowards, banding together like the vermin you are. It's sickening.
Huh! Never have the heavens smiled down upon those who live by the rules. If something's worth having, you've got to take it by force.
I should never have believed you.
Antu!
You're up, bro! This ends now! We're here to save the day!
Evil power that corrupts the human heart? There's no place for you in Natlan anymore. We will stand united and face the years ahead together. Fly, my dude, fly! Cast a spell of unity, just like I taught you.
Now, Aurora.
Got it.
The path of fate lies bleak. Walls rise in human hearts. Yet those walls we shall break, and we will march on. From this day forth, may worldly strife be no more.
What in the... Look! The evil power is fading!
The magic's working.
Grain fruit chips taste so much better with sweet cheese. That's not even up for debate.
I think you'll find that salted cheese is the classic. The first and best choice in Natlan for centuries.
Psh, cheese! That's just for kids. I'd never go near it. Well, I guess you're not completely wrong. They have a unique flavor with salted cheese, too. The perfect storytime snack.
also great with a glass of wine. Though sweet cheese with a splash of liqueur works well too. Let's have another get-together sometime. Don't worry, I won't bring up the door incident again.
You're amazing, Granny. Next time I'll come with Kachina, and we'll bring some home-baked Saurus crackers and grain fruit chips along.
And some glazed meat stew and volcano cake, too!
Sure. In that case, I'll go find Varessa and we'll make you some nice, juice or something. When will you all grow up? Why does it feel like I'm always the only one drinking?
You should stay off the bottle too, Granny. Isn't there some kind of sweet and sour soup that's all the rage with the Masters of the Nightwind right now? What's it called again? Mystique soup? Much better than alcohol, if you ask me.
Wait a minute, what exactly is going on here? Your attitudes towards each other are changing way too fast!
Huh. Wow, that's weird. What was I just saying? I can't remember for the life of me. Can you, Mawika?
Something about wishing I dropped by your workshop more often and how grateful you are that I keep pushing you to achieve the impossible. Life is like climbing a mountain. All the best views are at the top. You just give people that kind of vibe.
Wait, are you serious?
Just kidding. I'll try my best not to dump any more strange commissions on you.
How into that have you two? Snap out of it, people! It's like you're all under some kind of spell! Quick, Kanich, think of something!
How? I owe you an apology too. I've been too harsh on you.
Huh?
It seems the evil power is completely gone. Were you the one who helped us?
Awesome job, bro!
Great job, Antu. Now that the sacred flame crystals have been cleansed, we can use them to cure your friend. Don't leave him hanging. Go tell him the good news. Thank you so much, all of you. This turned out even better than I imagined.
See, told you it would all work out. Didn't I mention I'm an old hand at this whole argument game?
You were this close to spilling the beans.
Here. Even the kids of our tribe would have done a better job. Tell you what, we're lucky they don't speak our language.
I couldn't help it. Besides, how was I supposed to, criticize Kachina to her face like that?
Mualani. Actually, it was the same for me. Even though I knew it was all just an act, I didn't want to argue with you.
Huh? So you were all just playing pretend? Ugh, boring! I'm going back to bed.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Now, all that's left are the ocean zephyrs, right? I heard on the way over that we'd already found some, so it shouldn't take long.
Everyone, over here! Ian-san! And... whoa, that's a lot of saurians!
We've gathered enough ocean zephyrs. I asked them to give them to me, but they wanted to bring them over themselves. So we came together. Here, I think this should be enough.
Just hang on a moment, everyone. I'll go mix the ingredients. Hey, Kakuku? Dude? Less chat, more help?
Sure thing, bro. I've got you, bro.
Whew. This is it. The moment we've all been waiting for. Oh, sacred flame crystal, forged by the will of many. Please, work your wonders and drive this sickness away. Cheer up, bro. It's always tough to lose a friend. But in this case, our parting is their reunion. Antu's already wandered the world for way too long. But now that you're all fixed up, he could be at peace. His final wish was to be reunited with his bro, and he's done that. We should be happy for him, just like he celebrated your recovery. Thanks a ton, everyone. With your help, I've been able to do what my ancestor could not. Not only did we save this little Saurian from his torment, we also made a historic contribution to the study of phlogiston-related diseases. As a physician, I'm honestly feeling touched and overwhelmed.
Well said. Then without further ado, I hereby announce that the Bloomflower trials have come to a successful close. From my perspective, though, this competition had another meaning. Throughout the event, I didn't witness any arguments, scheming, or plotting for personal gain. All 6 tribes united to accomplish something truly remarkable. Even without the threat of the Abyss, we're still as close as family. We've surpassed those who came before us, and in the future, our people will surely grow more united still. So, in keeping with our traditions, it's time for a celebration. Let's make this a lively one, people.
Woohoo!
As it happens, I picked a whole batch of fresh vegetables just yesterday. I'll go get them now.
Leave the meat to me.
And don't you dare skimp on it, Kanich.
I'll go gather the others. Many hands make light work. And besides, the best meals are always ones prepared together.
See you tonight, everyone.
See you tonight! Paimon's ready for a feast and a half.
Rise with the sun!
Fancy a slice of volcano cake? I baked it myself.
Ooh! In that case, Paimon'd be glad to oblige. Mmm, so good. Paimon's tempted to eat the whole cake.
Go ahead. I made this specially for you guys. Sweet cakes help people forget their worries. And I hope everyone could be happy every day. Yep, I'm feeling much better. I definitely wasn't sure about where my future lay for a while there. But reading through those old scrolls, I realized that the 6 tribes haven't always been so united. They used to argue a lot, and even got into big fights. I've never experienced anything like that. I can barely imagine such a harsh way of life. I love Natlan the way it is today, and I love spending time with my friends. As Uncle Pakal once told me, the harder something is to come by, the more we should treasure it. So, I've decided to always do my best to help, and make sure my friends are happy. Most importantly, I want us all to stay united, forever and ever. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm gonna do that, but I can start with what I'm good at, like baking delicious crackers and cakes to share with everyone.
You know what? Paimon just had an idea. You could open a cake shop. That way Paimon will be able to enjoy your cakes even more often than she already does.
You really think so? I'll have to get Moalani to teach me how to run a shop then. Baking delicious desserts every day and making everyone smile. That does sound like a wonderful life. Thanks, guys. I think I might have found a new goal to work towards.
By the way, Paimon hasn't seen Aoife or that cuckoo thesaurus yet. Any idea where they went?
Before the party, I heard he was planning on heading up that hill to pay respects to his ancestor. They're not back yet?
If he doesn't get back soon, all the best food's gonna be gone. Guess we've got no choice but to take the cake with us and go check on them.
Burn it down!
Yo, Ancestor Man. Guess you're reunited with Antu already? I have a Kukasaur companion too, so I totally get how you must have felt. First time I saw this dude, he was out in the wild, being bullied by other Saurians because of his unusual appearance. He'd been pecked all over the place, bleeding from head to toe. He barely made it. I gave him some meds, and from then on, he just stuck to me like glue. Even wound up becoming my assistant.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, don't mention it, dude. Being on the road with me as a vet was never gonna be an easy gig. One time when we were treating a sick Saurian, Kakuku got infected too. He ran a high fever, and I searched everywhere for ingredients and did everything I could for him. But despite giving it my all, he was right on the edge, man. And all I could do was keep praying. If he hadn't recovered, I know I'd have felt the same guilt you did. Luckily, he managed to pull through, and he even stayed by my side, helping me ever since. He's a solid assistant, no question. So yeah, Kakuku, I'm the one who should be thanking you.
Hey, don't mention it, dude.
Your medicine born of guilt? Don't sweat it. We'll keep improving it as we go. You have my word. That way, no one else will ever have to feel the same guilt that you did ever again.